what about the ride-sharing and autonomous driving space? Do you think that we are going to see valuations come down for the likes of Didi and Grab?
I think the valuation in autonomous driving space, the highest valuation is Waymo. Definitely, their valuation is around, the highest time is around 170 billion last year, and this year the price already go down. I think it's the valuation given by Morgan Stanley research analyst. And it also affects companies in this sector, such as, you can see Didi, they also have a big team doing autonomous driving. But I think autonomous driving, it definitely have a big potential because autonomous driving is a big market. Once it's come true, it will affect many people's life. It will affect our way of transportation. So I think it's still great potential. It's just the market cool down a bit at current stage. And for the startup companies, they are trying to find some new business model because in the past, a lot of companies, they are only doing demo in closed field. So that's something that you cannot make money based on the demo. But if you find your business model and find a certain scenario to implement your product and service, you can still have value creation. For example, I would agree for autonomous driving to come true for all scenarios, all conditions, it will be difficult, maybe 5 to 10 years. But in certain scenario, for example, from certain point A to certain point B, actually, right now, it can happen for a company like Waymo and for some company we invested in. They can already provide service from certain A point to certain B point. And Waymo, they do the road testing in Phoenix City. Yeah.
And Grace, you're making an important distinction here. This is level 5 autonomous vehicle driving, which is no safety driver, right? This is a fully autonomous vehicle, which is Waymo is trialing. Finally, while we just have a few minutes left, I would love to hear your views on what we might expect next year in the venture capital world here in China. We've seen a major cool down this year after huge amounts of money in the space last year. VC fundraising this year in China is on pace to touch its lowest level since 2013. What happens next year? Does that come back up or do we stay at these lower levels?
I think VC industry is still on its early stage currently. So it will went through its up and down. So currently, I think last year is very hot, this industry. And we have a saying, 全民 VCs, all people, they can do VC. But actually, VC is an industry that really requires professional knowledge. I'm not saying that personal investor cannot become good VC investor. Some personal VC investor can be very successful. But the VC industry, because the information is so intransparent, and you really need to do a lot of due diligence and homework and industry interview, etc., to make a good decision. So that means it's more suitable for professional investor. So I think the current cool down tell the market maybe you really need good professional investor to do the business. I think it's actually it's still good for the industry to grow long-term healthily. I think in 2020, I would expect the market to still grow from this year. I don't think it will still maintain at a very low stage level. And right now, even this year, we still see good VC fund. They raise their fund. It's just because after last year's
where there was so much.
So they become more conservative, and but this has, like us, we are still doing a lot of analysis, and we are funding good companies, and we are doing investment.